Are we live yet?
We just went live when Ren asked that question.
Okay.
I cheered you all on from the sidelines.
Yeah, and now you're finally showing up late to the party, but you're here now. You're at the you approached the front door, but last time, I guess before we give you guys control and let you guys go, you guys talked to Leosin, who you essentially willfully kidnapped out of the camp. And you brought him back. And when you guys got back, Zap was ordered to mourn his twin brother by the general. He's still under that order, but he's now snuck out, believes that he's sat still long enough. And you guys that came out here, you came into, as you can see by the name of the map, it's a dragon hatchery. And you guys so far have had a couple of smaller combat, or one big combat, one small combat with some mushrooms. And you just defeated Cyan Wrath.
And a bunch of cultists.
Yeah.
Yes, there were also 3 cultist bandits.
So, in character, we don't know this, but out of character, this place is called Dragon Hatchery, and we haven't seen any eggs so far. That seems concerning to me.
I'm sure it's fine. What could
It's
possibly go wrong?
fine.
Exactly.
You've got a guy fresh off a long rest. You just got to find him.
He also could find us, you know. You never know.
So, did we ever go back to the back of this cavern?
Not yet.
No, I think we searched this place since, I don't remember actually. I know we searched the Cyan Wrath's body.
Yeah, but I don't know if we actually searched the cavern we're in.
You looked around like this area because you guys got hit with that statue that you poisoned you, remember?
And
Oh, yeah.
I sent bees down the chute here, so I've seen this area.
Is there anything like in? I should probably make it in this area.
Wasn't that stairs?
Is that stairs?
Oh crap. What the? Okay. No, it's just dark there.
It's just like extra dark.
Yeah, it's a lighting thing. The light's
Okay.
being blocked right here.
Okay. No.
It looks like black.
I mean, in like this
flanking
area
here.
though, like where I just moved, because I can't
Is
see
this-
past that.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at Aggie's movement. Yes, that is stairs.
Okay.
This is stairs.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you can't see down them. It's darker down there. So
Okay. But there's nothing down here. This is just like a pillar or something that Aggie is looking behind?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's around where the statue that you picked up was in and around. Like,
Oh,
because
got it.
you got the statue like somewhere here ish. It's like you've already been over and around there.
Okay.
Let
So
me know if
I'm
it's
just
too
gonna
loud.
move
I'll
Zap
keep
slowly through so that he can look through, but you can get to there.
All right.
Just follow the trail of mushroom corpses.
When you get to those steps, you see that the bottom step is broken.
Okay.
That's where the mushrooms were.
How deep or big of a drop from the bottom step, or is it just like literally one
No, you-
single small step is just broken up?
You can easily get down it, but there's like rubble from like 5-ish feet kind of down. But you can easily walk down it. It looks like it's crumbled though.
Okay. Yeah. Might as well, as long as it looks like I could get back up.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't-
it looks like it's still fine. It looks like whoever maybe was there when it crumbled was in for a surprise. But now that it's crumbled, you just gotta be careful.
And can I hear anything? Any voices to guide me?
Can you hear bees?
I don't know if the
Yeah.
bees drone that loud unless you want them to be.
What if there's a trail of droning bees?
I don't think I had any symbiotic entity left at the end of that fight. No, I don't have any temp hit points. So if that was the case, I'd say probably yeah, it'd be real loud. But no, that is not the case.
Okay. But I
There-
don't hear anything
Well,
else.
what?
I don't hear.
Zap didn't come in while we
So-
were fighting. What's his face, right?
So
he came in
no, he
after?
didn't.
Okay.
So around here, you would have seen because you'd see some dead bees going this way because
Oh.
Barnaby did leave a trail of bees. I
Okay.
distinctly remember him saying that he left the trail of bees this way.
Where?
Okay.
Didn't you leave bees going the way?
A bunch
Where
of
you-
my bees died that way.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said you were also leaving a trail of bees that way.
No, I think there was one point where we joked, follow the trail of dead bees.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it is
Yeah,
it is
I
over
remember-
towards the other
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because my bees were, I sent some bees to scout and they got ambushed.
Ah.
by
Okay.
cultists.
All right. I'm gonna go to where the dead bees are.
So you would follow the dead bees this way.
Okay. Yep.
And when you get into this area, you'd see that all the rugs on the ground seem to be rolled up and like tied up neatly,
Interesting.
or a bunch of them. And where this circle is right here, you notice that like it goes down somewhere.
Okay. So circle goes down. Hallway goes around. Okay. I'd like to go to the circle and see. Can I see anything down it? Keep in mind I have a dark vision of 60.
You can see down to the bottom, and it looks really jagged.
Are we?
Like it looks like it
Are we
doesn't
going to
look
say
passable.
that none of us in this other room are even like chatting?
Well,
We're
this
just-
was kind of happening while you were getting your fight on. I'm just giving him some time to kind of explore and see the aftermath. Like
Okay.
this. So I'm kind of going back a little bit of time for his benefit to kind of look and explore a little bit,
Okay.
assuming that he came in not ridiculously long after you guys, but enough that this part had settled.
So would he hear
Right.
the sounds of combat down there then?
Eventually he will.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go towards the jagged spikes.
And it's right around here where you're gonna hear the combat. And you're
Okay,
gonna
when
hear
I
the
get to
combat.
this-
Yeah, you're gonna hear the combat coming from the chute.
Oh. Interesting.
Faintly.
Okay. I'm still gonna check this hallway and just see, can I hear it from down the hallway at all? I guess I'll go here so I can see further. Oh, it's a dead end. Oh.
Yeah, this is like
Oh.
an officey type room.
Ah,
now that
fuck.
you're in it.
Okay, let's go back to the hole. So it's jagged, huh?
But there was also too, remember, staircase going down the other spot you were.
Oh, true. I guess I didn't explore that anymore. How jagged we talking and how far down?
A good ways down, looks like it would hurt.
Okay, shit.
It's pretty apparent. Barnaby's was able to tell that it would hurt.
And I don't have Featherfall readied. So. Oh, actually, wait. I'm supposed to have one more readied. No, I'm not. Never mind. We're good. Okay.
Wait, how did he get experience? He wasn't here.
All right. Let's try and find another way down.
Okay, so I'll run you back over to here. And
Okay.
then you can go down here.
Okay. Do I hear anything?
You do
Down
now.
here.
Down here you do. It sounds like it's coming in this direction.
Okay.
It sounds like
I
it's
see. It
and-
splits.
and around here is where they would have, so you would have heard the combat, and by the time you got around you would have heard them, and it's not combat anymore.
Okay.
So you're coming into them shortly after they've been poisoned by a statue in the that they found, or they cracked a box open, and this
My bees
place
got
filled with
fumigated.
poison. Yeah, the bees got
Okay.
fumigated.
We didn't crack the box open. I picked the lock
Exactly.
with my axe.
Okay.
That's a really big lock. You just need a really big lock pick.
All right. So, Gust says I can create a sensory effect, of air. Would it be fine to prank them a little bit, and just like make all of their clothes rustle with like a gust of air that they don't know where it's coming from?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and
As
just
long
kind of
as
like
you
chuckle
can meet
from
the
the staircase.
requirement. If it says you have to be able to see them, you just have to be able to see them. But yeah, you could.
Yeah, oh, I definitely want to watch it anyway, so I'm just gonna like peek peek down the staircase and just like create a bunch of like little gusts of wind with my cantrip gust.
Make
Well-
a stealth roll
Okay.
and see if it's even high enough to get passive off.
It
This-
probably won't be.
This could be unfortunate because
Oh,
we've been being
it's not.
vigilant about kobolds coming from that direction.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
fair.
your passive perceptions all eclipse that, so you all see him cast
me
his
doing
can.
this.
Yeah,
That's a good thing because Barnaby probably would have sent bees that way.
Alright. I mean, fair enough.
yeah. They were like, they made multiple checks coming from that area.
Alright. So if they all see me as I do this, how do they react? Because that's going to determine how I react.
Koenig turns around and just kind of confusingly says, "What are you doing?"
Barnaby says
Ah.
the poison has already dispersed.
Alright, I just go, drat, you guys saw me.
Aggie's
Thinking
like,
I was going to get away with it.
Aggie's like, yeah, we saw you. Who are you?
Oh, right. I'm Zap. And you are?
I'm
I know the rest of these.
Eggum Namdam. You can call me Aggie. I was here to find my brother Mega, and through sad circumstance, I guess I'm part of the team now.
Ah, Mega was one of the ones who fought alongside my brother, correct?
Was not a good day for brothers.
I guess.
Yeah, my brother perished to the dragon as well. It's nice to meet you, Aggie.
Likewise.
Zap is not on the party sheet.
Yeah, I took him off. I'll add him back.
He's an enemy. Get him.
Mimic,
The doppelganger.
mimic.
Ah!
Murder.
Sorry,
uh,
guys.
Quickly, expeditious retreat.
That's bees.
Zap died of a broken heart.
Rest in peace.
Oh, swarm of bees, thunder wave.
Yeah, thunderclap.
Yeah,
Barnaby's will remember this.
I could dragon's breath them.
Okay, so
Alright.
did we
Well-
ever find out what's down those stairs?
Not yet.
Oh, I mean, we could go down there.
Yeah, we could
Makes
do now.
sense.
We're
Go down.
bolstered by one.
Really dark.
Okay.
I mean, there's got to be more. There's got to be more of the cult than just this guy. And he like kind of nudges the corpse.
Ooh, it's
I'm
dark
running
down here.
Dangerously low on bees.
I can go ahead, if necessary. Nothing can see me in here.
Have some guidance.
Okay. I am gonna lock your movement there to describe some stuff, and I'll
Sure.
assume everyone wants to be kind of close here.
Do you want me to do a guidance stealth check? If I'm going a
When
little bit ahead?
Yeah, I'll read this, and you can guidance that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do I get an advantage
this-
because I'm invisible if they're dark? If they're using dark vision?
No, it's just dark from above. Like, there's not enough light that goes down into it. But once you're down there, people with dark vision would see you.
Really?
Yeah, they have dark vision.
Right, but I'm Gloomstalker, so I'm invisible to things relying on dark vision.
Oh, relying on dark vision.
Ye-
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So this chamber that opens at the bottom of the stairs is immense. A wide ledge runs along the left wall and drops away to a pit on the right. Many stalactites descend from the ceiling, and the sound of dripping water echoes continuously. So there's a big pit to the left and a pit to the right.
Do you
And
want me
there's
uh,
a staircase in the middle.
to roll a d4 to add to that? 'Cause didn't add the guidance.
Okay.
Should have.
It didn't for some reason. I didn't see the d4 roll. I just saw
You
the
have guidance. I can see it.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well,
I can see two.
right. Did it roll the d4 with the stealth check though, or did I have to just do
Oh.
the secondary roll with it? Because I rolled the
I
d4
see.
afterwards.
Stealth check.
Okay, I see it wasn't added before, and I see a D4, so
Yeah,
I
I
just
had
see
to
two
manually add it.
rolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I turn bless off? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it's only a minute or something like that.
Done.
Okay. What? That's not supposed to be this song.
Well, guess what it is.
Okay, I guess it is this song.
That's all we get.
Cool. So you can kind of see once you get into the room that cliffside goes down about 15 feet. Then you can see that the wooden steps do go all the way down.
Can I look
the
over the
bottom.
cliffside if it goes down?
You can.
Is that where it is? Is that the cliff? Because I can't actually see. Okay.
I can't see anything in here.
Do I see anything down there?
Here is dark.
So from the top, you can just make out the shape of large eggs. Each egg is nearly 3 feet tall.
A lot of eggs. A lot of eggs indeed.
Make
Um,
omelets.
You don't see anyone actually down there? Just the eggs?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go towards the ladder and down the ladder.
From the stairway, as you're walking away, Aggie kind of like hoarsely, like kind of stage whispers, "What is it?"
I haven't said anything yet.
He's saying it as you're gonna move.
Yeah.
Is that gonna change your movement if you hear him say that?
No, I would pop down first.
Okay.
So there's nothing. So I can see the entire edges of the cave. It's just a bunch of dragon eggs
Here is really dark.
or
I'm gonna
large
back
eggs.
you up to there.
Sure. Okay.
I wish there was a way to turn on visibility without putting it on the combat tracker.
How good was the stealth
So-
roll so I'd know whether people can even hear me? How do I feel?
You feel pretty. You don't hear or notice
Myself?
any trace of yourself. Like
Nice.
you think you're doing really good, really good job.
That's good.
Can you see the ruler when I put it somewhere in the dark like
Yeah.
this?
I cannot.
Okay.
If you scroll out and look farther down, can you see you can see the ruler at all off the map?
Now I can. I wasn't.
Okay.
I was scrolled in too far.
Hmm.
'Cause it's like slightly. You can put it slightly off the map.
I'll just put things visible on the combat tracker.
I just
Can
won't
you-
look at the combat tracker.
Yeah. Can you see any of that stuff?
I can see the stuff as me. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it on the combat track, but I can't see the things.
So
Okay.
I seeing things being in the room would back up
Okay.
and then go over to I guess where Aggie would end up being.
Okay. Because it says you're not supposed to be able to see them till you start going down, and I didn't know how the terrain was gonna work.
Right.
Like-
Yeah.
With the terrain right now, can you still see them?
Yes. So that terrain wall doesn't.
Okay.
Terrain walls
Yeah.
are really
Yeah.
stupid in VTTs. They don't work properly.
Okay. Yeah, once you start going down, you can kind of make these things out.
Aggie would just hear a voice. You wouldn't even see anything. Wouldn't because you're using dark vision right now. Would just hear a
Correct,
voice
yep.
say, "There's some bad things down there." Just right next to your ear.
Yeah.
Bad things. Bad things. Terrible things.
You're a bad thing.
Well, that's rude. I gave you a gift. You know what? Just for that, I pull out a bent fork and I give it to him. I put in. Well, can I? Yeah, no, I would put it in your pocket in a way where you would actually feel it specifically, because.
Jab me with it.
Well, I'm not trying to stab you with it, but you would feel it go into your pocket.
What's this? A pit populated with bad things? Oh,
Yes,
look,
not-
Bees ought to put a stop to that.
Yeah, we probably should deal with this because there's a lot of dragons down there. Eggs, dude. A lot of eggs, a lot of bad things. Not good.
I still can't see.
Yeah, I mean I assume they look like dragon eggs to Aggie, who's like read about pretty much everything.
You can just make out the shape from up here. You can't
Okay.
see it well enough to get anything else.
Do I actually know if they're dragon eggs? Can I rescind that comment, or can I check? I guess.
I'll let you retroactively make a history check.
I have favored enemy, which is dragons. You have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemies. Oh, sure, don't give me anything else. Oh, as well as intelligence checks to recall information about them. Ha!
Yeah.
So advantage. Let's go. History.
You can't think of any eggs that you know of that can be 3 feet high.
Just in general. So I don't know. They're just eggs. They're eggs. They're eggs down there.
Yeah, well,
They're
like from
large
where you
eggs,
were,
though.
you could
No,
still
like,
only make out the shape.
So I
but
would
they're
just be
3
saying
feet
I would
tall.
just be saying large eggs. I guess I would relay the information to everyone
mean,
that they're very tall eggs.
Yeah, like I mean, March would be able to. Maybe know how big 3 feet is. How tall is he?
It's like 5 feet.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah, I'd relay that. But you're saying I don't know they're dragon eggs, right? So I would change what I was saying to like.
I mean, if
Very
you think
large.
they are, but you wouldn't have been able to see more than the height of them. It's very
He
dark.
wouldn't-
You just see like the silhouette of eggs that are 3 feet tall.
He wouldn't have said dragon eggs. He would have just said large eggs. Very large. Was I 6 feet? I gotta bring it up in D&D Beyond real quick. Because I can't
thought he was
see
tall.
how tall I am in... I'll just tell you. Anyway. This isn't as important. I'll look it up. Continue.
Does anybody have a light?
Like,
Yeah. I can't see.
Aggie's
And
like, I got a torch. So he'll
Yeah. Barnaby says that worked, but he also kind of like backs away.
all right. So Aggie'll take one of his torches out, get the tinderbox, get it going. Takes about a minute. And then he'll throw the torch down into like the middle area.
oh, okay. Let's see. How am I gonna do that?
Towards there-ish.
No, that's not gonna work. I'm just gonna put an acolyte on the combat tracker to be the torch, and I'll make it blue so that you know that it's the torch. And I'm gonna
Okay.
put the torch effect on that.
Fiery cultist, get him. Oh, now I can see. I wish I couldn't, but I can.
So yeah, what's that big thing in the corner look like?
Okay.
Guessing a stalagmite. Nope, think we're supposed to know that's there yet.
Do I have an image of one? I do.
It looks great.
He's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Fine.
And it looks like it's kind of half made of rocks, kinda.
Yeah, well, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do either of the dragon thingies react to me throwing the torch down there?
The small Arg monsters.
Yes.
They look at the ready.
But they don't like move towards the torch or anything?
Nope.
All right.
Could I cast bees?
Cast bees.
You cast bees.
And I guess the torch would now allow you to check out the eggs better. Because the eggs would be in sight now.
Are there any more details about the eggs then?
Okay.
What color are the eggs? How many of them would they make a good
Okay.
omelet?
A total of 3 dragon eggs are spread throughout the area. Each is about 3 feet tall, and 2 of them are just in the are kind of easy to spot, and the third one is kind of tucked away a bit, but isn't really hard to see. You'd have to make an intelligence check to see. Let's see. It tells me that you have to make an intelligence check to determine. Okay.
Did you read us too much info?
Nope.
Okay.
It just doesn't tell me what color the egg is, but tells me that you can roll to determine what color dragon laid the egg.
Oh. How deep is this pit?
15 feet.
Okay. All right. Well,
Aggie's like, "Are we going?"
I'll step up close to the edge, and if whenever Aggie goes in, I'll cast bees at the nearest dragon.
Okay.
It's a range.
We go over there and get ready and ready a bow shot or 2. Is there any way? Does it look like the cliff is possibly slide downable if I?
No.
Okay, so you would have to fall down the cliff for the 15 feet.
Yeah.
5'11" and 3/4 is how tall our chair is. We'll remember that. We're not quite 6 feet. We're close.
All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to impersonate bait, and then all of you cast shit at it.
Sounds good.
Personate bait.
What are we attacking specifically here?
He's already
Hey.
gone.
Aggie doesn't specify.
Okay.
Attack the miniature arc monsters.
So, you guys all roll some initiative.
Can't ready spells out of combat, so I mean. And you said that they were looked ready to fight, so I'm assuming we don't get surprise rounds. So. Oh wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, no surprise round, unfortunately.
Not what I would have liked to have wasted a crit on. I'll take
Why
it.
can I not find initiative? Oh, never mind.
On main next to speed?
You mean the number right in the middle of the freaking little character sheet?
All right. I guess I will cast bees. Save. Did it pass?
Hold on.
Yeah,
You
looks-
rolled a con save on yourself?
Why? Oh, target's Barnaby. What the hell?
Yeah, I think you were targeting both of us.
Okay.
He rolled a 16 and succeeded. You failed your own con save.
Get wrecked, Barnaby.
My own bees are taking themselves.
Not the bees!
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Aggie probably needs to turn off your rage.
Unless Aggie's raging.
Well, yes, unless he's just gonna do that.
Eggy doesn't rage. I'm not some sort of stupid monster. I'm gonna cast my inner strength spell. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Magic infuses one weapon of my choice that I'm holding. Till my inner strength ends, the weapon's damage type changes to force. It gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet, long range of 60. If it leaves my hand, reappears in my hand at the end of the current turn.
Sick.
All right.
Okay, hold on though. This kobold's gonna do something. Oh, you can't see him yet. Haha.
He's doing something
Oops.
on... Oh, okay. Got it. He rolled higher to shit.
What happened?
But surprise, kobold.
He runs up from the pit on the other side. He was hidden from down below, and he runs out and he throws some kind of like alchemist's vial at you.
At me?
No, at your 4 friends.
Oh, that's fine.
Quit it.
This is me holding my breath.
So
I can add a d4
Only-
if it's a dex save to it if I fail.
okay, you did fail it. The only person who passed was Kanik.
Let me double check how many times I can use that in two. Hair trigger? No. Leo Prime sent it. No. Lucky footwork. When you fail a dex save, you can use your reaction to roll a d4 and add it to the save. Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d4. Even though it needs to beat it, so it doesn't matter. Even if I rolled a 1,
You
it's
pass.
still pass. Yeah.
So
that's my
it's
reaction.
It's gonna deal full damage to you. I can't fix that, so you're just
Just
gonna
take
have to
half
heal
of
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you're
I'll-
gonna have
I'll-
to fix it.
Yeah, I can do that.
But yeah, everyone else's is gonna work properly.
Ah, fire back.
So 3 damage. So I take 4. Heal myself for 4.
Aggie,
All right. So, Aggie's greatsword, as Aggie's eyes kind of flash with what color haven't I used yet? Like a kind of like an orangish light. The same orange fire kind of wreaths his greatsword, and he's gonna wind up and huck the greatsword at the furthest worm away as he continues to move in.
okay.
So first he'll move to there, then all right. Now I have him targeted. And I think I should be able to just attack like normal now. That's a nat fucking 1.
Ooh. Yeah, you it kind of slips out of your hand at the last second, and it goes off course just enough that it misses.
You don't have to be nice. I missed by a ton. Okay, that's the end of his turn. And at the end of his turn, it warps back into his hand.
Now that torch gets to go.
Okay.
Burn, torch, burn!
Another one.
More kobolds.
I hate surprise kobold.
Okay, everybody passes this save except for
Dang it.
Zap. Zap, you are restrained as this bomb. It's a different
net
kind
bomb.
of alchemist flask, and when it explodes at your feet, you don't quite jump in time, and you're kind of stuck in this very gummy-like substance. You've been hit with a glue bomb.
Okay.
You can
Acme
use an
brand
action.
glue.
What?
I said Acme brand super glue.
Yeah, exactly. I think I just added restrain to you. I did. Okay. So you can make a strength check to try to end it on your turn, but that takes your action.
Right out
So
loud.
many goddamn kobolds.
Okay.
Oh shit.
You get glued.
So what does restrain do again? Can't take any action other than try
Your
to get
speed
it.
is 0.
No, it's 0 speed. Attack rolls have advantage against you. Attack rolls you make have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dex saves. That's it.
Actually fine. Considering
Okay.
what I was planning to do.
Gonna Zephyr Strike. We're gonna. Wait a minute. Yep. We're gonna walk up to these fine gentlemen. We're gonna start up here with the first one using Zephyr Strike's D8 and the advantage roll.
You hit.
We're gonna look at that guy right there, and we're gonna use the extra attack I get with Dread Ambusher.
You hits.
Damage roll with the Dread Ambusher bonus. And then I'm gonna take the extra 5 I have. Actually, no, I have 30 extra feet of movement for Zephyr Strike. So I'm just gonna pop with 10 of my feet over here. Can I see down that hole at all? Okay. I don't see anything else over there.
No.
Okay. Then I'm gonna take, so that's
Where did the
15.
kobolds go?
They died.
Oh, both of them. Okay.
Have enough to get to the bottom of the steps. Potentially help Aggie out a little bit. And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay.
And Zephyr Strike means I can't take attacks of opportunity while it's active, so.
The guard drake comes in on a bite attack for you. It misses. It tries a tail attack. Also misses.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, lovely.
More kobolds.
This one hurls another fire flask at you.
You said another
Don't
kobold? They were just invisible?
Played it, right?
No, they were hiding down under the cliff.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they were grappling the cliff over here, waiting to jump up.
That actually applied the damage correctly.
It did. Yep.
They
Weird.
were
It was only for Cal that one time because
Because I have a
Um,
reaction. I can use
oh.
my reaction to potentially succeed on a
Gotcha.
deck save.
yeah, he had a failure that I couldn't correct to a pass because it
Gotcha,
only
gotcha.
takes the first roll. But he only has to add it after he fails.
Okay.
they were using those Dark Souls enemy strats where they just hang off the side of the wall.
Yeah, basically,
Nice.
you would have had to get closer to see them.
What color are these guards?
I don't think it tells me.
Blue, no, yellow.
The image of them is blue.
Okay. Okay. So safe to say
Actually,
they
here, look.
probably don't have resistance.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. Okay.
Only one way to
Uh,
find out.
Hey Nick, how would you feel about becoming a lightning breathing monster for 10 rounds? You'd actually still just be yourself, but
Huh.
What
I'm gonna give you the ability to breathe dragon's breath for 10 rounds. So I'm gonna use a bonus action and expend a second level spell slot to use Dragon's Breath on Kanik, and I'm choosing lightning as the element. So for the next 10 rounds or until I lose concentration, he can breathe lightning in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in the cone has to make a dex saving throw, and they take 3d6 damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one.
Janik, what did you eat?
I don't know.
All right. So that's my bonus action. Second. I can do. Yeah, so that's the concentration on me. And then for my action, I'll try and make a strength saving check to get out of this thing. So I'm assuming it's just a regular strength check.
Strength save.
Okay.
It should be on the right side of your character sheet.
Okay. I'm not good at these, but maybe I'll get lucky. Nope.
You're still stuck.
All right. Well, that's my turn. Go, Kanik.
Okay, let's
Back 'em up.
move here and see how far away I am.
So does he still have to recharge his lightning breath the same way that like Dragon?
He can use it every round for 10 rounds.
That's nutty.
Yep.
What gives that?
Okay, we're
It's a
gonna
second level wizard spell called Dragon's Breath.
breath those two.
Okay.
They're just going to die.
Yes, probably.
3d6 was it?
Yeah, it's
Or how does this
3d6. So they have to make a dex saving throw first.
Okay.
You'll probably have to cast it on his behalf.
Yeah, I can. Oh, actually, yeah, I think I can do that.
Just
so,
drag the damage and drag the dex save.
So that's the cast. So they both. Yeah, okay, and then here's your damage.
Yeah, they both die. And I have 5 feet of movement left.
Thanks, Sapphire's got to learn how to do that.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to eat some sorcery points and get back a first level spell slot. And that's the end of my turn.
Nice.
Okay.
Now it hits everybody in the cone, so it can hit allies. So just keep that in mind. Gotta be careful.
Okay. So,
What's a totally not suspicious stalagmite doing?
It's pretty suspicious.
it's pretty suspicious indeed. It's only while it remains motionless that it's not super suspicious.
Fascinating. Stalagmite move like that.
It's a mimic.
So the
Should get
tendril have a. Oh God.
Yeah, ropers are scary.
That's fine.
Okay. I think this is gonna be better. How many of these can I do? 4 attacks with its tendril. Okay.
I'm sure I'll be fine. It's fine.
What's the range?
It's either 10 or 15. I think
you
it's
do the
15.
4 closest.
Yeah. No,
It's
I mean
50.
like.
Yeah.
Oh,
50!
Yeah.
What the shit?
yes, Sharon.
Man, I'm really glad I'm stuck in the glue right now.
Oh my god, I miss me.
Okay. So did it give you guys restrained?
I already have it.
Okay. So
No.
it didn't pass out the restraints. Okay, so everyone who's still targeted also is grappled. Or wait, did everybody get hit?
I didn't get hit.
Okay, so it did untarget you. Okay.
Good.
So you're grappled. You're grappled. You're grappled. You can target is grappled. There is an escape save you can make. And until
Now
the
this
grapple
is-
ends, the target is restrained and has a disadvantage on strength checks and the strength saving throws.
It's restrained and grappled.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, everybody should be restrained and grappled.
Everybody that it actually hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, everyone except for me is restrained, and most people are also grappled.
And reel. The roper pulls each creature it's grappled up to 25 feet towards it.
But I'm stuck in glue.
Yep.
It pulls your feet off.
Yeah, you're dead. I think I'm going to make it do a check against the glue.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it beats the glue. Okay. March.
Can I try and cut off any of these tendrils, or no?
Yes, they can. I believe they can be attacked. they can be hit, and they do have a number of hit points. It doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
So you're gonna have to minus the
You
damage
can-
off him
so there's,
unless
there's
he's.
two ways you can do it. You can do it in two ways. You can attack it, or you can make a strength check to try to break
Yeah,
it.
it's a bad idea.
Okay. So don't target the roper. Just roll it into chat without targeting anything.
Okay. Do I have to go up to him to do that though? Like, don't I have to get in between the tendrils?
You'd
So
have
when-
to be. I'll say you could either go up to him or up to the person that you want to cut.
I was gonna go up to him so I can just cut two of them. Like I would cut.
Sure. Yes, you could do that.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna cut. I'm gonna try and cut Aggie's first. That's damage. That's not. Give me a second. Really good hit.
That does not hit.
Roper Tentacle has more than a 14 AC. Damn. Okay.
It does. Yes.
Try again. Okay. That's all I can do. Next one.
Okay.
Try it.
Miss.
Oh god damn.
And this is the second time we TPK'd.
Ow.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. So you three are getting bless. March Harry, you can take another swing at whatever you want.
Really just want a free Aggie so he doesn't have to do a check. So, and that should just add the D4. Yeah, it does. If it has more than a 26 AC, then I
We're
quit.
screwed.
No, you're good. You hit it.
Okay. Probably has like 25 health or something.
That does not
Yep.
fully break it.
Okay.
Bonus action to heal Aggie.
Which tendril was that?
It's the Aggie tendril.
Okay.
Same one I've been trying to.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Zap. If you're talking, you're muted.
Oh shoot! Damn it! So nobody heard my joke about breathing lightning and frying all the arms.
Nope.
Nope.
Shoot. I mean, everybody else would have taken some damage too, but might have done the trick. So all my attacks are going to be a disadvantage, so I need to do something that's guaranteed to hit. So I'm going to use Magic Missile. I'm going to use the first one on the tentacle holding Aggie. Is that possible?
You can attack the tentacle holding Aggie. It has to be a spell attack, though. It can't be save.
It's magic missile. It always hits.
Yeah, it's Magic Missile.
Oh,
So it'll be the
Magic
first
missile would hit. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
You could do that.
Okay. So we'll send the first one at Aggie's tentacle.
Careful.
It's still there.
Okay. Second one at the tentacle.
Broken.
Okay. Good. Last one will go. Oh, where do we want this?
There's still 2 more tentacles.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to get some damage on them, I guess. Barnaby, are you like strength based at all?
No.
Okay, I'll go for your tentacle. Just
I have -1 strength.
okay. So yeah, one at the one holding Barnaby.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's all I can do. Yeah, because expeditious retreat won't help because I can't modify my speed while I'm restrained. Yeah, okay, that's all I can do. I can't even try and break out, so. Boop.
Does the roper bite us all?
Okay. First, it's going to make a tendril attack against Zap. Oh, it targets all of you, but it. Okay. Which one's Zap? It hits Zap.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's now going to use Reel and pull everybody in 25 feet. Or I guess
I am
first it's gonna strength
glued.
check to see if it can break the glue. It does not, so you are not reeled any further.
Okay.
Okay. And
Joke's on you! Make a con save.
no.
See, am I targeting it properly?
14.
Oh.
Oh no, you do it. If you target it and do it.
No, that's fine. Good. Yeah, DC 14 meets it.
I mean, if you wanna, I'll let you roll it. That's how it's supposed to work.
Take the roll.
Take it. Take it.
Yeah, I was just making sure that I had it targeted and not anything else.
Hey.
You shouldn't have pulled the bees.
Okay, it's gonna make a bite attack against March.
Only fair.
And for this, I will on target everybody.
Why did it suddenly make me target everybody?
Oh shit, I had you selected. Sorry.
No, I don't want to send the bees after my friends.
Not today.
I just did it right now.
Also,
Why am I?
Yeah.
I don't want to target everybody here. Okay, there we go. Just March. Miss.
Sure. I'll take it.
And I guess because it has so many tendril attacks, it may as well keep slinging them all this way. It's still got a few left. Or no, that's not what I want to do. Don't.
Can it use tendrils that it currently has?
It has 10 of them.
Oh, okay.
God, this gets annoying fast. Okay. Why did that roll so many things? Okay, it hit you this time again. And this time there's 2 tendril on you, so the next time he reels, he's gonna roll 2 of them to see if either one of them gets it. Aggie.
Well, I have nothing to do that can actually like heal myself. So I'm gonna hit the roper.
Okay.
Hit it really hard. the Drake too.
Damn it.
Much better roll too.
You know
Yep.
what? I'll let you take the 27.
All right, I'll take it. I don't know how to target the.
You just
The-
control
Click it
click 'em.
again.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
can't see the Drake that I was targeting before.
Oh, I can do it for you.
Yeah, please.
There.
Oh, you meant to roll damage, right?
That's what I did.
And that was damage. It just didn't apply to the roper for some reason.
Oh, you didn't have the roper targeted at that point. Okay, I'll just add the 13 damage to him.
Okay.
There we go. We're good.
It's still only lightly wounded.
And Aggie's gonna retreat back to the foot of the stairs. Oh shit! I can't do that. I'm not tentacled, but that will still be an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll sit here and die.
Heard that.
Yeah,
That's gonna be all of us soon.
yeah.
Burn my torch! Burn!
It'll burn for all eternity over our dead corpses.
Oh my god, he got so close.
That's the movement.
He
He's
took a
zooming.
dash action.
Oh, I hope I get pulled down so he has to run back.
Right.
No, you don't.
Let's call it Misty Step. Will Misty Step get me out of this?
Yes.
Cool. So, can you use a spell and a cantrip in the same turn? I can't remember.
A spell and a cantrip, yes. Not two spells.
Cool. So we'll start with an infestation on the roper.
Okay.
Okay. Crummy, but fine. And then I will use my once a day Misty Step to move 30 feet.
Okay.
Go over here. As Barnaby just disappears in a cloud of bees and pops up back over here. And that's it for Barnaby.
March.
Really wish I still had spell slots to heal with.
Beam.
Oh, it doesn't mark it as being used.
Guess I'm gonna just attack it twice.
Okay.
I don't know how healthy the guard drakes are in general, so I don't know whether it'd be worth even going for it. That's damage. That's not the attack. There we go. Attack. And number 2. 16 misses. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna pop here and then go behind the pillar. I don't know if it can see me anymore. I can't technically. My cone doesn't say that I can see it, but the token still exists on the map. But we'll find out next turn. Anyway.
Barnaby.
1 second. Just take a Misty Step off my regular spell list and putting it under. Undo. Good. Okay. Alright, you can't use 2 cantrips in the same turn.
Correct.
Alright,
Well, the cantrip would have to have a cast time of bonus action.
well,
think
I have
all
one of bonus
cantrip-
action, one of action.
What?
Shillelagh. Shillelagh's bonus action.
Oh,
but I don't
that's
know if you
right.
can use 2 cantrips.
I-
Ah, fuck it. I will use Shillelagh, and then I will come in and start swinging at this thing.
Actually, I forgot about the bonus action piece, so you might be able to.
You cannot
cannot,
cast
nah.
2 cantrips during one action.
I don't see how you could do that anyway. So I'll just say probably not. And I'll
Oh no,
just-
yeah, you can. It says as a
Yeah.
spellcaster, you can cast. Yeah. The rule for
Oh,
casting
okay.
any spell with bonus
If
action
it's
says
got
you.
a timing
other, yeah.
action of bonus action, it's always a bonus action.
All right. I won't get close to it this turn. Then I'll just cast Shillelagh and get ready, and I will use my infestation on it for this turn. Shit on. Oh, that sucks. Okay. And that's it. Nope. Pass.
Okay. Aggie will wearily, as his strength is ebbing, slash at the roper.
Okay.
I would be recklessly attacking, but I can't afford to have the attacks against me be with advantage.
Right?
Okay.
It hits me and Barnaby.
And it misses Aggie. Okay. Now it's going to reel. And for
Come on, pull me.
for Zap, it gets to pull 3 attempts at it. Oops. There you go. 1.
Nice, Cal.
There you
It
Okay.
does get to reel.
Whew.
I mean, you wanted the reel. It's true.
I did. Whew, thank goodness.
It's not gonna matter too much in the end, but at least you'll be good for a little bit longer.
Yeah. All I have to do is break my own bindings, expeditious retreat, and get the hell out of here.
Wow. That's rude.
If it goes south.
If it goes south, can you see the situation right now in front of you? We're about to see how much damage a roper does. If I remember, it's a lot. Yeah. There we go. Bye, Kanik.
Oh, I was about to lightning breath everything.
Nah.
Zap.
If you're going to expeditious retreat, now is your time.
Trouble is, I have 3 tentacles holding me.
Yeah, you can't break free of all of those.
I can. But it.
Is
it
it
won't be
one
pretty.
check per tentacle? Oh, no. You're going to do something else. Sure. Do it.
I could give myself Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, I mean tentacle. I mean, I'd say
go get
go
him to
for it.
Barnaby.
That'll. What is that? That's one failed death save for Koenig, right? If you hit Koenig,
Do it.
because it's an
Well,
instance
I'm
of
not-
damage being
I'm-
done.
Yeah, because I was thinking of not hitting you guys necessarily.
You're just
but,
gonna
like,
breathe at the ground where the tendrils are.
No, I was thinking more like breathe in like this direction, you know? Maybe see if I could have hit him, but he looks to be out of range.
He'd also be protected by the cliffside a bit. Once you get close enough to be in range, the angle would be really, really high.
But he can tendrils.
True. Okay, can we visualize for a second what a 15-foot cone would look like in this general direction?
Yeah, one sec. So, like,
So it wouldn't actually hit the roper, it'd just be enough to kill Mega and Koenig. Or Aggie and Koenig.
and then
Oh, but okay, hear me out. Could he just breathe it straight into the ground, or is it? This is not
I
you
mean,
working
I
that
could-
way.
breathe it straight
I
into the
could just
ground.
breathe it that direction, so I don't hit anybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have directions I can go where I don't hit anybody. I was just trying to see if I could like nick the roper, you know?
You could nick the river
Just-
while killing Koenig and Aggie.
Hmm. Oh, what? This is terrible. We are in a bad way.
we are probably gonna have to either run and leave whoever's behind or TPK again.
Okay. Yeah. So I am gonna use Dragon's Breath on me. Dropping my previous concentration. And let's see. So a new concentration. Drop the old one. Okay. And then and I'm choosing lightning again. Then I'm gonna breathe it in this direction, away from
Okay.
harming anybody, so that I can try and fry these 3 tentacles that are on me.
They can't succeed on a death save and a dex save, right? They're on him.
Yeah, so they auto get hit.
Possibly? Maybe? Please?
Yeah, I think it would just hit.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, let's roll some damage.
You break it.
Yes. Okay. I need to get behind a pillar for this turn. Yes, let's go here. Okay. So that was my action and bonus action and movement, so that's me for now.
Now the drakes get to go.
Now, if I can just keep popping around this corner and breathing on the damn thing.
Okay, it turns to bite March, and in doing so, hits Aggie with its tail.
It's resisted. Now it's the bite damage. He's still up.
Yay.
No, that's a tail. That's supposed to be a bite.
Roll it again. It should be attacking me anyway.
Misses.
Yeah, let's go.
Aggie.
You've got this.
I can do it.
This is a pretty good damage threshold for you to be in to get your 1 HP, though.
Thank you for trying to make this look positive, even when it's death.
This time it does the opposite.
Getting tailed. Game in damage. I need to roll a concentration check because Zephyr Strike's concentration. Wow, that's the second time it's crit, Aggie.
Oh god, that's the third crit so far tonight for them.
Ouch.
Okay,
Oh, full campaign, guys.
so I'm gonna
It's a
run up
little
here
brutal.
to the torch. I'm gonna use my object interaction to put it out.
Okay.
No, you're signifying Aggie is put out.
Sure. But the torches so it should be back to dark vision only people, so I am once again invisible to all.
All that don't. Yeah, all that rely on dark vision. Yep.
Which I think the only way to see in this case, unless it has true sight, which actually it's possible the Ripper does. I don't have any heals and don't see a way out of this. So I'm gonna... I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna action a very I'm gonna action dash. So that gives me up to 40 feet of movement. We're gonna go up to here. And then I'm gonna use use rabbit hop to jump over this drake because I have 10 foot jump.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have an extra 20 feet to move there. That's my turn.
Oh god, is this really happening?
I want to TPK a second time, and I literally see no other way out of this fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I see the roper again? For some reason it went away.
So question. If I use Expeditious Retreat to get a dash action, can I also use my action to dash? Like, can I dash twice?
Say that again?
So if I Expeditious Retreat, right, to get the dash action, can I
Mhm.
use my action to also do a dash action? Like, can I dash twice?
Yep.
For like 90 feet of movement? Okay.
Yeah.
And how much would it take to climb up this little cliff thingy?
You'd have to have an action to do a check to get up it.
Oh, would I? Can't
Yeah.
just climbing speed it?
You have
No.
a climbing speed?
Yeah, I'm a animal enhancement, nimble climber. I have a climbing speed equal to my...
Oh yeah,
Movement?
if you have a climbing speed, then you can just...
Oh,
substitute that
then
for-
yeah. You can because of that.
Okay, how high is it?
15 feet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, frig. Expeditious retreat. And I'll take another dash, so I have 90 feet total. And my climbing speed is equal to my movement. So it's going to be... I'm basically going to move, like, way out here. It'd be 75, because I got a minus the 15 to climb, so... I gotta do this differently,
You also,
though.
yeah, you can't just go that way. You'd have to.
Yeah. So...
And then if you drag, yeah, there you go. Oh,
There.
it actually did work out that way.
Yeah, so it'd be that.
Okay.
Hate that I gotta do it, but this is... I don't see a way out of this.
No.
The best I could do is breathe lightning on those Drake guards, but they probably kill me if they catch up to me.
I think the only way out of this is someone does a history check to know what a roper is, and then we just back off.
Hmm.
I think it's late for that.
No, I mean if we had gone in and done like a history check.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're up
I'm sorry.
with one
boy.
health.
oh,
I'm still
man.
sorry. Because that's...
I mean, he could take the disengage action and run away.
He's restrained. He's still restrained.
Yeah,
That's true.
still caught.
Oh, it doesn't let go when he goes down?
No.
Oh, no.
Nope. It has no reason to let go.
I need to step away for a bit. If you want to autopilot me running away, I'll try and be back in less than 5 minutes.
Okay. So that's Koenig's turn. Coming up and alive.
And then going down.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure both him and I are.
Maybe he doesn't notice.
I don't think ropers get a lot of attacks.
It's most
I think
no, it's
only
all,
one
it's
of
all
you-
tendril.
I think...
Like
I-
the,
yeah. You can't see me. I don't understand how
oh
you could
yeah,
potentially
no,
hit
you're
me.
right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. He can't see you, so he can just bite someone.
This is gonna be swell.
Who's ready to play out this 3-party death?
I got 0 damage.
That was you that got bit. It was Barnaby,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Barnaby was fully up. Now Barnaby is
Oh,
fully
it's a
down.
tendril.
Yeah, you got tendrilled. Torch doesn't even exist anymore.
Nope.
I too.
This guy can't see March.
I'm sure
So
you're gonna be
that's-
fine. It's not gonna do more than
that's-
oh.
End of combat, right?
Yeah, it'll be rolling saves.
Are these things that would
I mean,
they would go to kill, or would they eventually go away? I'm
the roper just eats us, does it not?
pretty sure everything would just feed.
You'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to see.
The guards don't want to kill us and want to interrogate us, and the roper wants to eat us, and they have a bit of a fight.
I don't think they're guards. They're like guard dragons, like guard.
They're
dogs.
guarding No. Not deaths. Wait a minute. Okay, it's 2 success on Barnaby. So I'm going to use that jump. So I have 30, 60, 70 feet of movement with my rabbit hop. So 30,
Okay.
60,
You-
70.
You can just stop out here. You're gonna get out.
Okay. Zap and I get out. That's cool.
Okay.
Is it like secret what happens to them? Would you like me to step away for a little bit so I don't know?
I'll just pull them into whispers.
Oh, okay. Because I have to use the restroom anyway. I can step away.
Actually, I'll pull you and Affinity into whispers. That's
So
easier.
for the stream, do you want me to like just take off my headphones and you can tell me to come
Oh
back
yeah,
to Discord?
yeah, do that.
So yeah,
Yeah, sure.
I'll do that.
I'll
just,
ping you.
You
I'll
ping
ping you
me.
in to
You just
come
ping
back.
me.
So, you guys are all unconscious for. I'll just roll 1d4 for all of you. For 1 hour. So, I'll read you guys the description of where you are. And this is. What's this? 6. Okay. So this is kind of the perspective from the top of the stairs, but it says at the base of these steeply descending steps. So there's I guess you guys would see a closed curtain, and you could see some steps underneath those curtains. Is made from hundreds of heavy leather strips, each about the width of a human hand. The strips are all fixed to the ceiling and are long enough to drag on the floor. The curtain extends from wall to wall. You can kind of see through it a bit. The leather comes from a variety of local animals and is badly cured. The curtain is several layers thick. And there's a smell of old blood that hits your nose as soon as each of you wake up. The floor is covered with dried puddles of it. 4 floor-to-ceiling columns are spaced across the chamber, and chains have been strung between them like clothesline. Animal carcasses hang on hooks from chains. You see gutted and skinned antelope, deer, goats, and what might be big cats, even a few small bears. Some of this meat has been here for a while, if the smell is a reliable indicator. You guys wake up and your hands are tied behind your back with rope.
Shit.
Can I firebolt while my hands are tied?
No. Hands tied up are usually the way that you get around somatic components. Oh, you stay in the whisper channel where you guys are
Uh-oh.
split up right now.
But March Hare's out here with me.
Yep. Marsh,
Okay.
Cal's not actually here. He has the headphones off. We're going to ping him when he has
okay.
to come back.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. I forgot stream, so Cal can't leave to talk to him. He's just got to wait. You could try to make a strength check to break them.
Yeah, that's what
What's the
Aggie will
cap?
do.
strength athletics, or I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, mine shouldn't have been with advantage. Because I'm not raging anymore.
Oh.
Alright.
Do you know how to drop the effect?
Maybe. Let me check.
I can show you how. There should be an effects button like beside your character in the combat tracker, and that'll give you like the details on it, and you should be able to click the delete button beside rage.
Somehow Barnaby has super B-man strength.
Yay. Yay!
Nice.
You're unable
Wow.
to break the binds.
What about Barnaby?
Barnaby is not able either.
Oh no, higher than 16? Cool. Alright, I guess
You're
I...
alive though.
Alright, I guess I sleep until morning and try to Misty Step.
I'm still dead according to the combat tracker, and so is Aggie, and so is Barnaby.
I'm gonna try and break him again after a little bit.
Okay, I'll give you one more attempt. You are not able to get out. Kanik is able to get out. And
Cool.
when one person's out, they're able to untie it for the others.
You gotta ask Koenig if he wants to.
They're able
Oh, yeah.
to.
Yeah. Okay. Koenig looks at Aggie and be like, "Eat shit, half orc. You're no mega."
Oh, he's got a bit of a bond, even though you're not Mega, you're still Mega's blood.
Good.
Okay. So, all of you make a stealth check if you want to try to leave this place.
All of the guidance. I need to roll a d4 on top of that.
Okay. So, Aggie and Kanik are able to kind of, I guess, make it confusing enough on purpose that they can't really tell where Barnaby's noises are coming from, and nobody kind of tracks you on the way out.
Yay!
So
Okay.
now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the Whisper channel with Cal and Zap for a little bit because they're going to get to town like
Okay.
a couple hours before you. So I will be back.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back to you then.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Is March here?
Oh my god, you brought Music
There we go.
Steve with us too?
Yeah, so you guys, we can role play you guys leaving and heading back to where are you gonna head back to? Greenest?
I guess. We were supposed to
there
meet
more?
Leosin somewhere, right?
Yeah, is
El-
there more
El
of this
Terrell.
place?
There is more to this place, but
I'm leaving. Zap is allowed. You can go on ahead if you'd like, but
Well, I'm mostly just curious, like, you know, if there was anywhere that you thought was prominent to explore since you were here first. If you're not concerned, neither am I.
No, those were a lot of those were some very large eggs and some very scary things. I would like to not exist here anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed we didn't do something about the eggs, but there wasn't really much chance.
No.
From the second I got in there, I was tied up in one
Very
way or
true.
another.
I was lucky not to. Don't worry, I think the three of them will be fine though. Each of them have something very special on them that'll save them just in case.
Oh, Zap clues in to what the hare is saying, and lets him believe that. Yeah. So I guess we should head back and
Should we just
report
head
our
on to
losses.
El Terrell and kind of, at least so we can tell Leosin what happened and what's in this cave? And that
Yeah, that might be for the best.
we can also tell him that before you got here, we killed a pretty prominent looking dragonborn. Half dragon.
Yeah.
It's his
Yeah,
corpse right there. That bloodstain that you're actually right next to.
You
Are
know,
you guys
for-
gonna wait any amount of time before?
I probably.
going?
Well, there's nothing. There's no one in the camp, right? The camp is empty except for what was in the cave.
You could find a place to hide.
Yeah,
Easily
I
enough.
would find a place to
Yeah.
hide in the cave and rest, like take a full
Yeah.
long rest first.
Okay. So
a
where
full long rest. Okay.
whereabouts would you want to do that?
But if there's any like really, you said a safe spot in like the camp, right? Because I would find a
So-
safe spot in the camp if there's a safe spot.
So how long is this raiding party supposed to be gone?
They
You don't
I
know
believe-
if it's a raiding party.
so, as far as March Hare is concerned, they go one place and then they leave. Like they're headed
So-
towards bigger
so
and
you
better
don't-
things.
So you don't expect them to come back here, even though they have a hatchery?
I mean, there were dragons down here in the cave, but there were none of the larger raiding party out there when we got here. If you have a
little
better plan,
concerned about a full long rest.
we can go a little ways out if you're that concerned. I'm okay with that. I'm just, in a lot of pain. I think.
So, you would know this, Zap. On the way up to here, the camp is like half burned to the ground,
Oh, we can just
Oh.
rest
And-
in one of the burn places. It's fine.
and there are barely any tents that stand.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
they really did. Okay, that
They're-
changes.
yeah.
Yeah, that changes things. Yeah, okay, I'm in full agreement. We can try and find a place to hide and rest just in case anybody comes back. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it wouldn't hurt to have
But
everything
that's
restored.
what we'll do. We'll do a long rest in the camp.
Okay.
An hour and a half after you guys get out of the cave, the other three come out.
I told you.
What? What?
I told you.
What? Spoons?
That's all it takes.
The
Well, it
spoons?
wasn't all a spoon. One of it was a saucer
Is everybody here?
and a teacup.
I am.
I am. Ready, check?
And Beehole, are you here?
Yep.
Okay. Because someone said they were going to BRB. I couldn't remember who. But
Is
We
this
got-
Edward answer?
yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
Okay, can we?
So you guys all meet up. They were about to have a long rest in a spot that they found to hide outside.
Surprise, we're not dead.
I never thought you were. Zap and I had this entire conversation. I all gave you a very special item. You're all okay.
Yeah, the hare said that you'd be saved.
Janik makes a
I
swipe at him
totally
with the butter
agreed
knife.
and didn't doubt it one bit. Totally didn't think the hare was crazy.
Aggie checks his pack for the teacup. Looks at it again, like, what?
Why you're alive? I do think that we
So-
shall probably go to sleep. We found a nice little spot. Since I believe we all were beat up quite a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Sure.
for sure.
Okay.
Well, now, question is, how? How did you guys get out?
Don't know. Something tied us up. We untied ourselves. We escaped.
Huh.
Totally not a total asshole.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Well, we were going to, after our rest, continue on and find Leosin. But if we're all here, and now we know what's in there, am I insane for suggesting we try again?
I
Yup.
being as close to death as
Okay.
I am, yeah, I would rather not.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm insane. The hair is not insane, but I am. This is a tough realization for Zap.
I, while you guys were having the conversation, I'd already started to sleep with like one of my ears over my eyes. I lift up that ear and open my eye and Zap and just like, you get used to it, and then put it back down.
All right, with that, I'll go to sleep.
So is any,
Horrifying.
yeah, I guess Aggie will too.
Okay. You all take a long rest outside, and you're able to do that no problem. And you wake up the next morning.
Mhm. No sounds of anybody being back.
No more people here yesterday than there were, or today than there were yesterday.
Okay.
Do we go back in? Now
I guess it depends on how important it is to break those eggs.
they were large. They were big eggs. Um, how are we feeling? You guys are alive. Pretty safe.
I mean,
Feeling strong.
This is Koenig's second brush with death in 2 days.
yeah. Zap suggested going back in last night, so I'm with the hair.
But revenge
That's
is
true.
good motivation.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think I feel, let's go back in.
'Cause you weren't all fresh going into that either, right?
No.
You guys had a scuffle.
I had 1 spell slot left.
Aggie looks at you all
I mean,
like,
we might not want
why
to
are-
try and fight the thing. I would.
why
just,
are
like,
we going back in exactly?
large eggs?
Mm,
Okay, who cares? Who cares about the eggs? What do the eggs have to do with anything?
They're probably
Eggs.
delicious.
Eggs make dragons, and dragons
Oh.
are what nearly burnt my village down.
I thought they were just for eating. My apologies.
What would we stand here to do?
Leo said just investigate, right?
I mean, I
Leosin
thought we
said
were here
investigate.
to check out the cult of the dragon.
Yeah.
We saw a
Do
really
that.
big tapestry of a giant dragon with many heads.
Wait, where was that?
That was
in
down where
the
we
room
fought the
with
dragonborn.
yeah. It's
Oh, really?
yeah. You would have seen it as you passed by.
Okay.
I do want to go in and get those rugs, though. I want to take them back to the townspeople.
There's no
They have
knowledge.
nothing.
There's no other knowledge to be gained down there. Is the problem?
Yeah, it's just a little ways inside.
The rugs were pretty close. They looked really good.
Yeah.
They make really good.
We're-
What are you going to use the rugs for exactly?
Give them to the townspeople.
Oh,
Remember, they have nothing.
There was more to that cave, though, that we didn't see or look at, right? So technically, there's more to be gained.
could be.
And more to be lost.
This is true.
Yeah,
Also true.
Hmm. You know what? I didn't almost die, and I feel bad for those who did. So I'm gonna leave it up to them as to what we do.
So Aggie looks at everyone and be like, you know what? Y'all are crazy. You know, we got to go back. We got to tell them that the cult of the dragon's active and they're down there. There's a, we can come back with reinforcements, but going back in for some rugs and an egg, at no way.
Ooh, here's a good question. This was a very protected cave until they left this camp, right? Which would indicate there's probably only one way in and out. Should we cause a cave in? Who likes a cave in?
I prefer cave outs, but cave ins can work as well.
Think we just seal that entrance until we can come back with a, a real army.
Well, I mean, counterpoint. I don't really have one. I mean, there are dragon-like things down there. If you don't think that they can break through a wall of stone pretty quick, it might just not be worth our effort if we're not going back in.
Yep.
Plus, I doubt those dragon things. That this is the only way in and out, like into the middle of a fully built up camp. How are they eating otherwise?
I would have assumed they'd be fed, but that's a good point.
They didn't seem real domestic to me. They also didn't eat us.
You said you were tied up and then you escaped. Maybe they were saving you for later for when they hatched.
Yeah, we were in a big cave
Meat-
room.
meat
full of
locker
young
thing.
carcasses.
And he just... Marshers
It
looks
had
at...
kind of a larder look to it.
Gotcha. Marshers looks at Koenig. And if you want revenge, you can eat them back while they're in egg form.
Aggie's like exasperated. He's like, I don't want revenge.
I was looking right at Koenig when I said that.
Okay. I do favor omelets for breakfast.
All in favor of going back to town to report?
You can vote if you want. I'm going.
Hand up.
Yeah.
Raised. Barnaby.
Koenig as well.
Well,
Out of character. I'm exhausted. I had to drive like, close to 12 hours this weekend. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna duck out regardless. So I was just arguing that point to give Aggie a good reason not to go back in.
Yeah.
You can be a coward if you want to be a coward.
And I will be.
wait, you
Eh.
raised your hand too, Koenig.
Yeah, Aggie's like, peace out, yo. I'll see you back at camp. I'm gonna go back and talk to the guys about what we saw.
Well, if he's got that covered,
No one asks the other
I-
No one asks who was in favor of going back into the cave.
that's true. All in favor, clearing out these damn dragons and these stupid eggs. Raise your hand.
Koenig raises his hand.
Zap raises his.
I do not raise my hand for either.
Okay, so we
Dang
got
it.
one person not raising their hand for either, and one person raising their hand for both. What the heck?
Well, technically that means leaving wins because Koenig raised his hand for both, so that's 3-1 or 3-2 is what it comes down to.
All right, Koenig, which is it?
Oh, no, we're going back in.
Now it's 2-2.
Okay.
Okay. I'll start working on my next character.
It's still a
We
tie
just-
vote. Like I haven't
we-
voted, so we don't have to
we
go
just-
back in.
We just don't put down a torch this time.
I mean, I can't do anything then because I don't have dark vision.
We
Oh,
also don't have
shoot.
a meat shield.
Yeah, we don't have any.
We
front line.
we
Also,
we can back out. No one is. We do not have a tie-breaking vote. It's tied 2-2.
Mr. Hare, you're the one who suggested to eat the eggs.
Oh, I don't vote. I just let people decide and go where they go.
That's quite a way to
I-
live your life.
I don't vote. I'm not even a citizen.
I didn't register.
I don't think I'm allowed. I haven't been allowed to vote in a very long time.
Not since that
Alright.
fork was straight.
Aggie's already
Like-
gone.
He's
So-
like
Yeah.
Bender. He agrees with politics, but he's a non-voting felon.
I mean, if Aggie's already gone, then
So Aggie's on their way to report to Leosin.
No, he's on his way to report to the camp.
Greenest camp?
No, he was going back to town to report.
We went back to
Is that where
Greenest?
Leosin is?
Yeah, back to Greenest. El Terrell's
We
days
weren't
away.
supposed to report to Greenest. We were only supposed to go to Leosin. There was no. Leosin didn't say come back to Greenest.
No, he didn't.
So Aggie
where
wouldn't
Aggie's
just
going.
walk to Greenest, though.
He will soon find that out, I guess.
I think he's doing that on purpose because he knows that Greenest is between here and El Terrell, so you'll have to pass through Greenest.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't take him out of the way, it's fine.
What
You'll
if we went?
have to
What if we
go
went
through
to
it.
El Terrell right now?
Then you would probably send a message. And he would meet up with you later?
Yeah, it'll work out. It's fine.
Okay.
He went to report. When he reports in Greenest, they'll just tell him to go meet Leosin.
Eltra's the place that they're going next, isn't it? Like that we found out the.
Yeah, Leosin's going to El Terrell.
It's also possible
also-
that somehow he finds out where you have to go after El Terrell and just goes straight there instead of going out
Yeah.
to El Terrell.
No, like
first.
I'm not actually
True.
worried at all. I was just.
Okay. What are we doing?
We have to leave.
The odds do seem to be
Unfortunately.
slightly stacked against us. Down a
Phoenix
person.
all over the place now.
We just have to leave, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Dangerous to go in there? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long way to Alterel.
All right.
E.
At this point, I'm just gonna do whatever the party's doing because it's been back and forth. So,
Koenig, what do you say? You've been here longer than anyone else.
We have to leave.
Okay,
Let's go.
then we're leaving. Koenig said it.
okay.
Like I said, I just follow. I don't vote.
Okay.
And that,
So-
friends, is how Tiamat was resurrected.
Yeah.
That's the decision in the first campaign that means that you can't beat the second campaign.
That would be hilarious.
Early wizards, let's go.
I mean, now that like we're out of there, I'm not gaming anymore. Roper's a CR5 monster, so there was no way we were actually killing it.
I mean, if we had somehow rolled straight crits, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Or line of sighted the whole time.
It can move enough that it would get around on line of sight if it wanted to. It would have
That's why we all
been.
take
We would have
different lines of
gone there to break the dragon egg or the eggs. I would have just tried to maybe. I can't steal a 3-foot egg. I would have just probably broke it and saw what was inside. And then died for that because they probably wouldn't save us for lunch after that. They'd probably be pretty pissed.
sight. Were all the eggs lined up? Because I was just planning on breathing on them.
I don't
might
think
just
so. I think
empower
it was
them.
described as being all over the room with one like
Oh.
kind of behind some rocks.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
that
you
wouldn't have
couldn't
worked
hit-
out.
You couldn't have hit them all with one breath.
It's all what ifs anyway. We're going on to El Terrell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never gonna be inside
Okay.
another cave, and I'll never be invisible again.
So, you guys walk to El Terrell, but you're not able to get there in one day. And on your way there, you end up in some pretty woodsy communities. There we go. And in this community, you're kind of at the end of your travel. You kind of really need to probably find somewhere to stay. You guys end up coming into this town where not everything looks right. Here we go. After several hours of long, quiet travel, a winding path, a small village comes into view, a thankful sight after a long, difficult journey. With a hungry belly and not a whole lot of cash, I don't think. You guys aren't rich, right?
No.
I
feel a
have 23
pang of
gold
hope.
pieces.
The dense forest
Okay.
clings tightly to the edge of the path and cradles the village in thick pines and spruce trees. Several dozen quaint wood cottages are nestled in a circular shape. Plumes of smoke billowing from the chimneys. In one corner of the cobbled town square stands a tavern.
Did we pass into Barovia at some point? We're sneaking?
Clicking back and forth between windows. Sorry.
Probably should get to the tavern. We're hungry. Need food. Should have grabbed those dragon eggs. Could have made some food on the road.
I want my omelet.
I can make food.
You can make food.
Yeah.
We can eat his dingleberries, you know?
Yeah, he kind of. kind of reaches into his robe and then pulls out some honeycomb. Casts good berry. Food.
That doesn't make any sense.
And he eats one.
Well, we can just make food can't
Eating.
just to pay.
Bees. It's all about the bees.
Do you have a honeycomb in your? Do you just have a hive, like an actual beehive in there? Did you just rip beehive out of your?
Out of character, yes.
Oh, I know.
Yes, he
Okay.
does.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen your face, but
the
I didn't
smell-
imagine that you had a beehive. I understand that good berry is, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen you've seen like The Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
How like there's
caught up.
zombies covered in like mushrooms and fungus.
Yeah.
That's what Circle of Spore druids are supposed to be. They're like Golgari druids covered in like completely covered in fungus. I imagine that Barnaby's is that, but with beehives instead.
Okay. I'd still be. I mean, I'd eat it. I'm in shock because I don't understand how things just appear out of like how do you make things just appear out of nowhere? That doesn't make sense. Especially food. Normally you have to cook it.
Yeah, no, I imagine like when he casts Good Berry, he's actually just like breaking off a piece of honeycomb. From, like,
One of his many beehives he's made up of.
yeah.
Is there a queen bee in Barnaby's beehives, or is Barnaby
I
queen
imagine
beeless?
yes.
Okay.
Probably.
Is that the sentient of Barnaby? Is a queen? Is one big queen bee?
Either a queen bee or like a sylvan bee.
Oh, okay.
Because once I take Swarmkeeper Ranger, the lore for that is that like it's a ranger who has been like granted boons by like sylvan spirits in the form of bees.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just magic bees.
We're developing some really nice Barnaby lore right now.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, ask Zap. Him and I had a discussion about it at the end of last session.
Nice.
And I've known about this character for like years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
He's essentially he was a druid. He tried to use some like conjure and use some sylvan swarm spirits to his own end, and they won. So instead of a druid controlling magic bees, it's magic bees controlling a druid.
I approve. Anyway. Well, we have food now.
Yeah. But I mean,
Just go inside anyway. Probably there's a little bit of rest off the road. We've been on the road for a little while.
non-druid folks would be more comfortable inside a tavern.
I'm not comfortable anywhere.
Barnaby's can't make beds, but he can make food. Literally can't make a bed, doesn't know how to change sheets. He's a druid, he lives in the forest. I don't even know if he knows what sheets are.
What time of day is it?
It's coming on to evening. It's like the end of a day. You guys have traveled a whole you guys got a long rest already and you traveled for a whole day and it's like sundown.
Okie doke.
Can we see anything funky in town? Like it just looks like a regular town. Is there anybody in sight?
Make either an investigation or a nature check.
Can I help with that, or also?
I'll let you choose if you don't tell each other what your plus is.
Oh.
So whichever one you want to do, you can help him or roll your own.
I'm a druid.
Yeah, how
I'm
about I
a
help him?
ranger.
Yep. You
I'm gonna
guys
do
can
my
all
own
decide-
check.
Okay.
Yeah, with advantage. That wasn't great. That was 13.
Okay, so everybody can tell that most of the cottages slash hovels have the windows boarded and are heavily reinforced. As you kind
Should
of get
probably
close to
decide
some of
before
the
nightfall.
houses, as you're walking closer to the tavern, you get close to some of them, and you know that you can see that some of them have large scratch marks gouged into the wood.
Fine.
And you guys can tell that a humanoid made these scratches. The town is deserted. In fact, not a single person you can see, except for the smoke billowing out of this tavern inn-looking thing.
Is the tavern also boarded up?
Does it have claw marks?
Can I investigate the claw marks closely?
You got everything you're gonna get out of that already with the checks that they got.
Well, I was gonna make my own. That's what I meant.
You could make one to see if you get that same information.
So, but I can't. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to actually let that go. I was gonna. That's fine anyway. It was a terrible roll. I was gonna say I can't discern anything new though,
No.
off my own. Okay. But yeah, definitely not with that roll.
So is the tavern also boarded up?
It's barred from the outside. All of its windows are kind of barred up as well. And
Are there
there's
any like cracks
sorry,
in
go
the
ahead.
window? Oh, are there any like cracks in the windows, or like is it completely shuttered up tight, or
It's shuttered up pretty tight.
so there aren't any like nooks or anywhere that, for example, AB could get in?
No.
Okay, well that's all I got.
I think we should just march on over to the entrance. It's fine. Everything looks perfectly fine.
Entrance should be here.
Where?
This is all right.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that-
Then just
Yeah,
put me
that
over
that
there.
other door shouldn't exist. Okay, so the sturdy door creaks open a little bit as you get close to it, revealing, or sorry, that's not what I'm supposed to read yet. They didn't put that part in the thing that I'm supposed to read. The entrance, a heavy oak door. Looks like it has a small shuttered peephole. The windows are barred shut.
I'm gonna give it a knock.
Okay, you knock, and the peephole opens up, and he looks at you all, and he says, "Hello."
Hello. Getting kind of laid out. Looks like you guys are open. Mind if we come on in and stay the night?
Okay,
Like a-
one
like a-
sec.
Normal tavern.
Gotta
If it matters anything, we can make, apparently we can make food out of nothing, and could have our own food if you're low on that.
Do you need some honey?
We got honey. Could barter.
Hey,
This-
whoa! I offered
the-
honeycomb.
The sturdy door creaks open, revealing a quiet tavern.
The honey
A
belongs to
tall,
the
thin
bees.
man. Eyes from behind the door. He's sour-faced and pale. A large, crackling fire warms the Holly Inn, and the smell of cooked meats wafts in the air. The lofty walls feature dozens of mounted animal heads, elk, bear, and owl bear. One lone patron sits at the bar in an otherwise deserted room. Now, I do have a couple of pictures for you. These are all generated.
Oh, good.
These are all AI generated images because it didn't give me any images. This is the barkeep that opened the door and let you
Oh.
in.
Huh.
A little bit derpy.
That's fine. His face is like
That bottom
2/5
jaw.
forehead.
and this is the guy at the bar.
Hey,
Oh.
it's me.
Except one of your eyes is small and the other one is larger, and the beard
No.
somehow
I have
The-
a lazy eye, so that's accurate.
the beard kind of just goes down, but also doesn't. What's that beard doing?
Sorry, I should be more specific. I have a lazy eye lid.
Yeah, but that's
My
not.
eye
the
works
fully
fine. My
lazy-
lid
lazy-
doesn't open fully.
Do you have two different eyes altogether?
No, I can't say I do.
Okay. I like it.
I also don't have a broken nose like this guy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go in.
Stay somewhere else.
Oh, this is a small little spot.
Yeah.
So you got do you have normal stuff like a normal bar,
We-
normal tavern, like place to possibly stay the night? Kind of getting laid
Yeah,
out.
we got 2 rooms, 5 beds.
What's
two
up with the
rooms.
boarded stuff? Looks like there's no one that actually lives in this town anymore.
He says, "Why don't you guys come take a seat up at the bar?"
Is okay. Remember, I don't vote. I just do what people say.
Why not?
True.
That being said, I don't do things that are like stupid, outright. Just a little crazy.
Is Zap going to approach the bar?
Zap is still restrained.
Man, that roper's got a long reach.
The tendril just won't let go.
All of a sudden, I move 20 feet in one direction.
25 feet backwards.
Oh no!
It's like toilet paper. There's just like a little bit of like tendril still stuck to his shoe.
It's his new belt.
He
Not
grows
again.
a jetpack, starts pulling him back.
Yeah, might as well sit down. I don't trust this dude though.
Oh, I don't trust
This,
anyone.
this whole town is so sketchy.
He says,
mean,
"Oh, go ahead."
Barnaby has already eaten, so like he's not going to eat or drink anything here. Mostly because he'd have to like take his hat off to do it.
It's not that bad under there. I've seen it before.
And
You're
then
looking
he
great.
Says, "So, what brings you guys to Whitwick?"
Just traveling, just coming through for the night.
Okay. You can't be too careful, you know?
Well,
Yeah,
you guys,
it's true.
you guys got bear problems?
If only it were that easy. You see, there's been an alarming amount of town folk go missing over the last few months. It started with hunters. They would go off on runs to hunt some food for the town. And then they started disappearing. Most of the people who lived here have moved away from fear of being next. And the ones who stayed here, we all have precautions we take, like boarding up our windows and keeping to a strict curfew. But food stores are very low, and with hunters not willing to go on the excursions, I don't know how much longer our town will be here. We've found no bodies. We've seen possible murder sites, but
Just ask that guy down the bar for food. He can make it out of nothing.
And then the guy at the bar turns around. He said, "I've seen the beast. I was there, man."
Shame top.
It's very rude
It
to
bit
interrupt.
my arm,
we were talking
man.
about food. Very, very rude
It was
to interrupt,
dark,
sir.
but it was the size of a man, even though it ran on all four legs.
It was a
He was
mandarin.
fast and
He's just
strong.
gonna. I just turned to Koenig. I'm like, he's just gonna keep going, isn't he? We're trying to have a conversation. And he's just gonna keep going.
He's quiet for a second, and he takes a sip of his beer.
So about the food thing we were talking about, that guy over there can.
I set some bear traps
Okay.
in the woods to try to catch it,
I'll just take a room for the night.
but I'm not going back out there until my arm heals up.
I do have to be right back though. On that note, it's that time.
Yes, this is where we're gonna take our break.
Okay, BRB.
I'm gonna take a shorter break than Cal. I think Cal's gonna be gone for like 15 or 20 minutes potentially.
Okay. I'm probably gonna go get a drink or something too. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna let my dog out.
5.
Cool. I'll be RB.
I'm back.
I'm back if anybody else is.
I am.
Hey.
Oh man. Have you tried? I guess you're not a big energy drinker, but have you tried the Monster Zero peach?
No.
It's so good. Your brother told me about it. I got it today, and it's amazing. It smells just like fuzzy peaches,
Hmm.
and its taste is somewhere between that and real peach.
Neat.
Oh, also, your brother has some stuff for you from the pre-release.
Oh.
Yeah, we thought it would be a good idea to set aside like the pre-release lead and Z card and stuff, just so you have them to play with if
Aw.
you make a comeback.
I probably will at some point.
Yeah. Yep. It's just one of those one-time promos, so it's like you might as well grab it, right? While we have it
Yep.
here, and that way you don't miss
Yeah.
out on it forever.
Oh no. I fucked myself.
It's actually really fun. It's a bobbity, and
Oh,
it's like a semi Agents of Destruction slash semi Majin lead. So it has a Z card that normally costs 3 and 2 Z energy, but it reduces both the cost and the Z cost by 1, and it removes the specified cost. So this card now just costs 2 and 1 Z energy, and when it comes in, it KOs a thing, and if the thing that it KO'd was in rest mode, it gains crit.
Oh.
So it's a 20k critical dual attacker in a lot of situations for 2 generic. It's really good with that lead, and the lead itself is not bad. The lead has Overlord and
Mhm.
can give 2 Majins servant per turn.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's actually a deck I think you'd enjoy. Because it's yellow too.
Yellow best.
I think your brother's building actual Majin Buu,
Mm-hmm.
which does not surprise me. That deck looks pretty good too.
Yeah,
You
I haven't
probably-
really kept up with anything that's come out.
Yeah. The other yellow lead that just is coming out with this set is pretty cool too. It's Vegito. On his front side, he's a 20k attack draw character. And
Oh.
then when you have 2 energy, he has to awaken. And when he awakens, he goes down to 15k, but then gains the ability to summon a spirit bomb out of your deck. And then the whole goal is to load the spirit bomb up with cards. And once there's 7 under it, you can use it. And it basically like superpowers your lead at battle speed. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a deck, like another one I think you'd like, because there's like a little bit of a goal to it. Yeah, it was really funny during the pre-release. I played that lead for my first 3 games, and against Travis, I just skipped charge a bunch of times, so I stayed on 1 energy and was a 20k lead.
Nice.
So I just stayed in one energy and kept swinging at him, getting draw, and then he'd have to combo in to try and do any damage to me. And then whenever I felt I was getting too far behind, that's when I played my second energy, awakened, and then went to town. And I beat him. Sebastian walked up and he's like, that can't be the right call. Skipping charge? And I was like, my hand sucks. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for the lulz. I think I skipped charge 2 or maybe even 3 times against him. He was on 4 energy, I was on 2. It's pretty funny.
This is going to be an interesting side mission.
I'm assuming this is one of those like ones that you kind of just had prepped in case we have or short a person or have something in the middle to do.
I
Or
won't
is
be
this
here.
actually like part of the campaign?
I won't be here next session, by the way.
Okay.
You won't miss a ton. So had you guys actually gone through Greenest instead of around it on purpose, you would have gotten horses that would have gotten you to El Terrell, and then this would have been between
damn
El
it.
Terrell and in the next place. But I was just like, I'll just slot it in here instead. We're down a person, so running a one-shot makes more sense anyway.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
you'll only miss the information that they're going to get on El Terrell before they travel to Baldur's Gate, and then they'll be running a one-shot.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely like the freedom of this format a little bit more of like, we're just going to keep continuing on, maybe throw in some one-shots whenever we're down people. Because I always have shit come up and I always feel bad whenever we have to delay for it. So
Yeah, it feels bad when it's every 2 weeks because you lose like a whole month.
yeah, exactly. Like I'd rather it continue on, even if I had to be piloted for the episode. I know that's annoying for you, so it's easier if we can do like a one shot and RP a reason.
I would
But-
just give control to someone else and let them decide.
Yeah.
Then it's another player, and as long as, you're okay with whatever they would do,
Yep.
then at that point they just get 2 turns per round with different characters.
It's nice and easy for me because if my character dies, I just roll another one and move on. I've never been super attached to any character in any campaign. I just like to experiment. I like to try new things. So it's like when one dies, it's like, oh, that's just an opportunity to do something new. Can also be nice to like.
Hello? Oh, I was
Hey.
muted.
Oh,
I was saying for me, it mostly depends on how much time I put into the character and how long, like, I've already been playing them. So,
yeah.
like, I can say if Barnaby's dies, I'm going to be putting considerably less work into the next character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for me, Karn was a lot more planning, and I really like at the start, I didn't want anything bad to happen to him. Then after playing him for so long, I was like, okay, I'm a little bored. If anything happens, cool. If not, I'll play him to fruition. And thankfully, he got to kind of end that arc with everybody, so that was fine. That was nice. But yeah, I don't know. For me, maybe it's the touch of the ADHD, but I hyper focus on a character, really like it for a while, and then it's like, okay, I want to move on. Like Zap is kind of that because like I really liked the idea of mud. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want mud to just go away right away. So I'm just going to make a slight modification to him. And instead of like earthy stuff, he's going to be lightning based. But essentially, he's Mud 2.0.
Yeah. I'm not sure I would have played either of the characters I made if I'd known that, like, if I'd really known going in that this campaign had the potential for, like, a TPK every other session.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I will say too, I started off before ever playing D&D, I started off in Pathfinder, and I found Pathfinder had a higher death rate. So I think I'm also a little bit of a product of that, of like just having my characters die was something I
Well,
got
yeah, like,
used
I
to
mean,
off the cuff.
I
But
don't mind character mortality or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's just that whenever it's, like, has the potential for that kind of commonality,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's like I
This
just...
is pretty intense. This campaign has been the most intense I've ever seen.
I feel like there's a high emphasis on running away.
Yeah,
That,
like I have a
that
feeling.
they want people to kind of hold on to.
I have a feeling
Be-
that like that Roper was something that like we could have avoided somehow, because he just seemed too strong, right? Like
Could have
he
just
can
not
grab
gone
all of
down
us
there.
at once.
Well, I'm pretty certain the
Well, he
the
grabbed
not
me from the
stated
entryway.
goal
I
of
didn't.
that cave was probably to break the egg, so I think we had to go down there.
Yeah, and even saying that, right? Like, oh, don't go down there. Well, he grabbed me from the doorway. So if he
Yeah.
spotted us at all, like,
They
I
only
don't know.
moved
I'm
in on
wondering.
you when you guys moved in on them.
True, but see, even without that consideration, I was thinking there's other like there's other areas in that cave that we didn't explore. Maybe we were supposed to go around, find like another path to that area or something, right? Like maybe there would have been, if we'd gone a different way, maybe the Roper wouldn't be there when we arrived. Like that's the thing with these early campaigns, they always have like weird shit like that where the timing can matter. So like I don't know. I was kind of curious, like when we got our shit kicked in that bad, I was like, are we even supposed to be there? But
Technically, 4 level 3 characters are supposed to be able to complete that mission.
okay. You say technically though. I'm assuming that doesn't necessarily mean combat.
Yeah. Like the
Okay.
entirety of this cave is supposed to be doable.
Okay.
By what metric?
Not fighting absolutely everything and running from some things, and because you're
Right.
only in there to get information.
The trouble was that's a hard room to run from though too, because he restrains and grapples you, and those, even the tentacles were fucking tough. Like,
The triple crit didn't help.
yeah, true. True. Yeah, it's like,
Triple crit, and maybe if someone had identified it as a roper, it would have been, or let's see, first round of combat, it's a roper, everybody run, or I don't know.
true, yeah.
Might have been a bit different had I not gotten lightning breath at the start, because I was gonna do something completely different, and then I was like, well, I'll just go kill some kobolds, which means I had to move closer.
Yeah,
And I
sorry
was
about
like,
that.
ugh.
Sorry, I thought it was a good idea. I didn't realize what we were in for.
I was like waiting for 2 rounds to just like sitting at the roper, waiting to lightning breath as much as I could without hitting anybody, which would have been a decent amount.
Yeah,
And
then
I just
the-
died.
yeah. Yeah, the initiative rolls didn't ever go our way. The Roper was always near the top. Yeah. Yeah, like aside from running from that room, I don't know what we can do in there. That's a tough fight.
And it's beyond a deadly encounter for 5 level 3s.
Yeah.
So there must be something
Yeah,
else, or just avoid it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like maybe we're supposed to go a different way, but
I
with
think
the
it's
eggs
probably
being
just
in
a
there, it's
product
tough.
probably just a product of being, you know, this campaign came out before the monster manual, so
True.
Well, even the amount of the cave we did, like I was out of spell slots.
Also
So there's
true.
not like you're out of abilities basically, and you're stuck with cantrips if you're a caster.
And also, this is balanced for 4 people.
Yeah.
Not we have 5.
I haven't done any rebalancing yet. I've rebalanced some things down.
have you looked into any like suggestions people who've run it have had for changes they would make?
A lot of them just
I
deal with
know there are a lot.
skipping entirely.
No.
They'll just like, oh, just give them this information and find a way to do it, and then don't run it at all.
Wow.
Like, some people don't run the camp or the dragon hatchery. They just have you come back way, way, way later and for
do
no
it.
reason. Like, they write in a new reason for you to have already left to go find. I don't even know how they would do that.
So they just send us back when we're stronger and let us stomp it.
No,
That's-
there's nothing there when they send them back later. Nothing at
Oh.
all. So, like,
This
they
bodes
just
well.
they just dump it kind of stuff. The stuff people don't like, they just dump.
That's not a good solution either. Yeah, no. I don't know what we could do there.
I think the key to that one was because they specifically said nothing will attack them until they feel threatened. I think that was
Oh,
key-
wait.
Aggie ran in.
Oh, so the okay. I see. So they're technically passive until we fuck with them.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, well that explains everything. that right there does explain it. Yeah.
If you don't
Okay.
try to deal with the eggs, you only have to fight the 4 kobolds that are going to ambush you.
Ah.
And I have to assume though that there are some pretty significant consequences for not fucking with the eggs, so
I guess we'll find out. I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out. Yeah. Also, I've never fought a roper before. Strangely.
yeah, they're
Are they s-
absolutely miserable.
Are they sentient at all? Or are they just
I think
they
so.
like your
Yeah, I
typical
think
monster?
they're intelligent creatures.
Ah. Okay. So we could have maybe pleaded for our lives. Although I don't know if the guards would have let up.
So, like, the way, I guess I'll tell you, if you guys aren't going to go back, I'll tell you how you're supposed to solve it.
Yeah, I think I was outvoted on the go back, so
No Aggie makes it hard to go back in.
true.
What
It's
you're
just- it's too tricky.
what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to try to feed the roper the meat from the meat room.
Okay, but there's like no indication that we're supposed to do that though.
You need someone
it
who
just-
can
it just-
find out that it's a roper.
It just
Isn't
automatically
the
attacked
meat room-
us.
Isn't the meat room further down than that
Well,
corridor?
It didn't automatically attack. Well, the meat room was where they got attacked. It was a different way in the cave. If they went straight instead of went down to fought Cyan Wrath, they would have found that first. And then someone should identify it as a roper, is how they expect you to do it. And then once it's identified as a roper, someone will say, oh, well, like, those things, they just exist. So, like, if it's hungry, it'll try to eat us. And if it's not, then it won't. And
Wait.
then,
Okay, so we went downstairs directly to that room where we fought Cyan Wrath, right?
yeah.
Are we supposed to go around and that is supposed to be a bridge instead of just stairs down?
No, it's not. It's. I've read through that part many times. That part's not significant.
Well, but it would have forced us to go through parts of the other map and
No, but
discover
like,
that first before
no. What
coming
I mean
back.
though is like, it's not a thing. Like what it's
I'm
indicating
back.
there on a map isn't a thing. Those are just stairs that run that way that you can platform and down again.
Okay, but what are the dots on it for then?
I don't know.
That
It
to
doesn't.
me,
It doesn't mention anything at all, and it mentions from the fungal room that you can go either direction. So like, it just doesn't say. It says you can go either way from there.
either way, where specifically?
Like it says, there's a stairway on each side.
Okay.
But also, the room that you guys got into, that meat locker room, like that staircase you went down to fight Cyan Wrath is the only way to get there. Unless you want to take the chute and damage yourself.
Right. I'm just looking at the whole map and it's like, okay, if you looped around, you would have been forced to explore most of it before you even got there.
Yeah. Bad map design, I will agree. I was just telling them because we agreed that nobody's ever going back there.
I
The
wanna
way
go
that
back.
the way that encounter is supposed to go is, had you explored the rest of the cave first, you would have found the room that they were locked into and handcuffed into as a meat locker, and someone's supposed to check to find out that that's a roper, and then be like, oh well, they just, if they're hungry, they mindlessly attack and eat until they're full, and then go get some meat from that meat locker and get it that way.
How are you supposed to know to do that?
That's my question. It seems so convoluted, especially whenever you're not forced to go to the meat locker first.
I feel like that's. I mean, I guess that's like, that kind of thing's pretty traditional early wizards. Like a convoluted path to do something the easier way, or get trapped and have to break free.
Yeah.
But back at the bar,
Yeah.
the barkeep says, the name's Cedric Shaw. I'm the owner of this inn.
Is he the co-owner?
No,
Okay.
no, he's just a faithful patron. He says, my name's Quinn Ashglade.
We were trying to talk again. I don't understand. Why does he keep interrupting us?
Yeah, he does that.
So you have a problem that needs to be dealt with, I'm guessing.
I mean, yeah, we would love it if whatever has been coming out of the woods and causing all this wasn't around anymore. Definitely.
Oh, I was talking about the food problem, but that works too.
Well, yeah, that's why we can't get food, is because of that thing. We can't send out hunters because they never come back.
Barnaby's just like takes the 6 remaining piece of honeycomb and like sets them on the bar. He's like, it's not much, but I can spare this.
And he says, "We'll take any help we can get. Honeycomb is hard to come by, indeed."
He made it with a spell out of nothing.
Yes, nothing.
We beggars can't be choosers. I'm sure it's wonderful.
Oh no, it's great. I just don't understand how it exists.
Yeah. If that was the only worry on my mind, I think I'd be in a pretty good place.
You know what the best part about this is? I believe
What?
rangers can get good berry. So this should make sense.
Now, I hate to ask when you're complaining about food problems, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and hope that maybe you have some dried ones kicking around. You don't happen to have some hot peppers? They don't need to be fresh, just dried out.
You didn't like my honeycomb?
Not hot peppers.
I can't say that I do.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to refresh some of that.
We've just kind of got, kind of more, eggs and potatoes and meat kind of
Yeah,
stuff
I
that's
just-
easily attainable.
Yeah, it's just dried peppers, spices, that kind of thing. I just figure most places have access to something of kind, but you're in hard times. I understand. So
Yeah, we can't
I
get
don't know what
caravans out
to
here.
insult you.
Do you
Yep.
have any 3-foot tall eggs?
No.
I'm
you
sorry,
like
Koenig,
some?
we can't get big omelets tonight.
I'll take a regular omelet.
Oh, but it's not 3 foot tall.
I'll live with that.
You know what? He says, "We've got this it's like an omelet. I don't really know what to call it. I guess it's kind of, yeah. It's not really, we scramble it and we put it on toast with sauce on it.
That's not an omelet.
It's kind of like an omelet. It's like a dirty scrambled eggs with
That's
like
not-
some
No,
owl
omelet.
bear
That's
and
not
some
how omelets.
cheese,
That's
some
not how
onions,
That's not how
and then we
omelets go.
scramble it. I said it's like an omelet.
That's not.
They're both eggs with things in them in a pan. And we just put it on a piece of toast with some really nice sauce.
What kind of sauce?
It's like a hollandaise.
I
Phoenix
will
is sure.
only eat it if you, and he pulls out a butter knife, use this to cook it.
What do you mean?
Just use it
Use it how?
however you'd like. Just, it'll speak to you. Don't worry.
I'll use it to butter the toast.
They all speak to you eventually.
Okay. Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. He takes the butter knife and he goes out back and he prepares you all this like scrambled eggs with meat and onions and
Not
on the
Barnaby, Barnaby's
toast.
good. He
Okay, so 3 of you.
hit his honeycomb. He's good.
And he comes out and he puts it in front of you and he says, "Here you go." And he puts, he asks if anybody wants any ale.
Sure.
Koenig will take one.
No,
I won't
but
say no.
Barnaby will have a mug of mead if he has any.
He says he does have mead. Mead is a tiny bit more than the beer, but not a lot. Like instead of 1 silver, it's like a silver and a copper.
I don't know if I have that. I have that.
And the meals all cost 3 copper. 1 copper each.
Okay. I would just did it speak to you when you used it?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna shake my head and take my entire meal, and then just walk back to the guy in the corner and put it in front of him. And just as I sit down, I'm just gonna be. Now that we've finished speaking, would you like to tell us exactly what was happening? Now that you've so rudely interrupted before, we're good now. You can speak.
I mean, I was just saying that I've
You
seen
can tone it down
man.
a little bit. It's fine. You don't need to yell.
What's wrong with how I talk?
You're just a little bit loud. That's all.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a loud guy.
No, that's fine. But you okay? Hear me out. If it's around, it can hear you if you yell. So I'd.
It can hear you anyway, man.
Okay.
It's got crazy good hearing. It bit my arm, man.
Oh. Can I see the bite?
Over. Yeah.
Just so I can track it, maybe?
He shows you the bite. It is a large and semi-fresh wound, ripped flesh, and humanoid bite mark.
How does it, like,
Zambies.
look?
It looks like if you bit a chunk out of someone's arm. Like you, the person, not you,
okay.
Marchair.
Right, if I bit a chunk out of someone's arm. A humanoid mouth. No, like, because I want to inspect it really closely. Do I notice, like, fang marks? Like, can I tell that there are longer teeth
like
involved? It's a normal row of human teeth.
A human,
Just
yeah.
traditional row of human teeth. Just bit a chunk of his arm off.
Yes.
And you said, what about...
person?
What did you say? What about this thing? Yeah, person.
A person did this?
I mean, it was dark, but it was the size of a man, even though he ran on 4 legs.
Do I know what... Can I make a guess at what this is? Like, do I even have the ability to possibly do that as a ranger?
You could try, man.
No, I was more in the DM. Like, can I do
know.
a roll? Because I don't want to let...
Yeah. I'll let
If I
Mark
can
do
put
it.
2 and 2
My
together.
name's not it.
Do I have to do any...
You can try.
Okay.
You can try to see if this meshes up with anything you've ever seen.
I'll take the help action maybe though for being a
Sure.
druid. Maybe I've encountered signs.
So what am I rolling?
Survival or nature.
We'll do survive. I'm proficient in that.
They look human.
They just look human. Okay.
They look human.
And there's nothing that I know that's human that just bites people. That runs on all 4s.
He's like, I mean, maybe some of the other villagers have seen it better, man, but
I don't think we're
it
getting
looks
into
like a
any other-
person.
The rest of them have boarded up their houses and they talk very quietly so that it can't hear them.
Yeah, but there's claw marks, man.
Yeah, I mean, they might not be in there. They could be dead. That's
He
definitely a
tries to break
possibility.
in at the overnight,
He might even
man.
succeed. Who knows?
He
Tonight,
tries
possibly.
to break in overnight?
That's what they say, man.
There's only one?
Yeah.
And nobody's ever seen it. Other than it's like man sized and runs on 4 legs.
That's all I've seen.
And felt,
we just-
because you got a chunk of your arm
Yeah.
taken.
Why don't we just like wait in one of the empty houses with the door open and ambush it?
Yeah.
Maybe get one of the bear traps this guy said he set up? That in the doorway?
Could.
Bait.
If it's
the bear traps have never worked before.
if it's
though, right?
human, it has to be intelligent in some way, shape, or form. I'd imagine.
So then we put a bear trap in the doorway, and while it thinks it's smart and is stepping around that one, we drop another bear trap on it from above.
How? I like it.
How long
know
are
what?
you guys willing
Let's
to
go with it.
wait?
What
Right.
time is it outside right now? Like, is the sun down?
I feel like we
It-
have to
it-
stay the night.
It's currently going to sundown, but he's gonna say like we've only lost like a few people over the last few months.
Oh,
He doesn't come like every single night.
oh well, then we don't have time.
Yeah, no, we gotta go.
Like if you want to deal with it, you'll probably have to try to find him. As
Oh, do you know where he comes from?
I don't.
Does anybody have an idea? Do you have any trackers in town?
If I knew
That
that,
haven't
wouldn't
gone
I
missing?
know?
Yes, you actually. That is the phrase you just said is a correct statement.
Yep. Yeah, that is true.
Where did this attack take place?
Uh,
I
it was
don't
out in the
know.
woods, just on the edge of town.
Can I do an insight check to see if this guy's bullshitting us?
Sure,
With some guidance?
sure.
What's
we do that?
guidance? A D4?
Yeah.
D4, yep.
Oh boy.
It's not ideal. How's
He's
14?
pretty drunk.
How far away from town are the woods? This is this forest line.
The town is encased in forest. You guys just followed the road towards a sign
Yeah.
that said town and taverns and stuff, and you ended up here.
Okay. Zap has an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
I mean, since you can open the door,
I need out.
you can just hit the coop right there.
There we go. Okay.
The,
Cute.
the only
I
thing
want to
we
walk
have
up
is
to the
glass
forest
table,
edge.
so-
I'm gonna motion to them to stay back. To not be near me.
How am I feeling right now?
Pretty
How-
stealthy.
Okay.
No. Oh.
What's Zap's
As
passive
in even
perception?
I can't see him.
Let's see. Perception. Yeah, you don't see him.
Oh God. Well,
Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
I'm going to try and get whatever creature's attention is out there by just firing off a thunder wave. Because it can be heard in 300-foot distances.
You say it only attacks like once a month?
He said that's when people have been going missing.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have any more info than that, but if it keeps coming back here, it must live near here. So
Or
I'm gonna
in
see if-
here.
or in here, sure. I'm gonna see if I can get, because I'm thinking it's more like a wild beast at this point from all the
That
descriptions.
just happens to be a human.
Yeah, human-esque.
Current phase of the moon.
I'm not gonna meta
Oh,
that
yeah.
hard. I don't know what.
So
it's a human on 4 legs.
so I guess I gotta hit you with this thunder wave.
You don't have to. It's a cone in front of you. I'm behind you.
No.
I'm sneaking behind
It-
you.
No, it is a cube around me.
Thunderwave? It's a cube in front
Yeah.
of you. You hit your staff on the ground, the kind of thing. Or
It's a
something on the ground.
15-foot cube originating from you.
Yeah. It originates
As
and
in,
goes
I'm
forward.
the center. No, I'm the center point. It's a thunder wave.
I do have
A
minor
thunderous
illusion.
force sweeps out from you. That's why I motioned everybody to stay back.
Okay.
He's a ranger. He's got decks.
I'm fine. It's gone, but I also won't die off of this. No, Thunderwave is not
Yeah,
centered
you
on
won't.
the caster, and it cannot be. Stack exchange. No, not necessarily centered on the caster. A cube is not a burst power. The cube is anywhere on a face, not necessarily the center. So you could cast it forward. If you want to cast it around you, that's fine, but I've
Wait, can I?
always
I
had casters
interpreted
push
that-
Thunderwave forward. I've never every
I've always
caster I've
interpreted
played
it
with
as a
shoots
like
it forward.
wave that shoots around me.
I think that's thunderclap that shoots around you.
No, because it's a 15-foot cube originating from you. So I always interpreted it as I was the focal point, and it just waves around me.
Yeah, you can cast Thunderwave in front of you.
Oh,
that
I
was
see.
my interpretation of it too. Is that you like the origin is like a face
Yeah.
on the cube.
Interesting. But it can be centered on me.
Oh yeah, so like you can center it and you can hit me. That's fine because you don't even know I'm there. I didn't know if you'd want to Thunderwave forward, or you can just
Well-
Thunderwave around.
If
Well,
he
but now
thunderwaves
that I-
around, does he hit himself with that?
He's immune to the damage of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't be touched. But yeah, this is all news to me. Like as a player, I did not realize that you could even do that. I always thought that it was like a big
No, because
square
then,
around me.
if you're not immune to thunder damage, then you would take damage as well. I think I don't unless it states it hits everyone but you. I think you can hit yourself a thunder wave that way. I'm not 100% sure.
Can you?
What?
Hmm.
Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't.
Well, because it says that it's a wave sweeps out from me.
Oh, well,
I
then
just
you
assumed.
probably can't hit yourself with thunder wave. Then.
Yeah, I just assumed if I'm in the center of the cube,
Yeah.
it's coming out of me. It can't hit me, right?
It does come
This-
out of you, but you can choose which point of the cube comes out of you.
Yeah, like you, if you are going to center on yourself, it's also not going to kill me. So like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Just-
center because that was the way I interpreted
Just going
it
forward,
from
if
the
you're going to
beginning.
use it, just remember you can just shoot
Yeah,
it forward.
that is cool to know.
Get a
And if
little
I
more
knew you
range
were
on that.
there, then I would do it
Yeah,
differently. but
that's
I-
fine. Like the whole joke about this is that you didn't know I was here and I wasn't listening to you. I respect it.
All right.
Oof.
That's fine. It literally cannot kill me.
He's dead.
I also get pushed back.
All right. The important part is it makes a big thunderous boom that goes at 300 feet in all directions. Oh yeah, and everybody within the area is pushed 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, I already did that. I'm gonna start walking towards the other group and be like, you know, Zap's kind of I pop out of nowhere, but I don't because I think my stealth row is high enough right next to Kenny. You know, Zap's kind of a jerk. I'm just going up there following him, and he's just like, boom.
I motioned for everybody to stay back.
I didn't hear
Where
that.
was that for tendrils?
I didn't hear that at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I heard stealthily follow me in case something happens.
This would have hit you with as well if I used it for tendrils.
They could have taken it. They had the objects. They were good.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear the exact same sound, but as if mimicked by a Kenku.
I love it. All right. Anyway, I shot my shot. If it's out there, it knows we're here.
Next time, can you warn us when you're about to do that?
Why? What happened?
Oh, you didn't say anything. I followed you up there stealthily.
I did motion for everybody to stay back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You most certainly did not.
No, I'm not.
Alright,
I'm
I
not
will
defensive
be-
at all about it. I just
I
don't
will
know what
be
you're talking
verbal
about.
next time.
Thank you.
I'm going to go finish my mead.
I walk in, I look at the guy in the corner, and I'm just like, you know, you're right. Loud sound didn't attract anything. You speak as loud as you want.
It's not really up to me, man. This is just how I talk.
You could quiet down if you wanted to.
I don't understand.
That's fine. You don't have to. Well, I'm gonna turn in for the night.
Yeah, sleep time.
Soon-ish.
Yeah. I got pretty good rest when we left that camp. So I think I would like to do at least one shift, keeping an eye out to see if my thunderclap drew in any attention.
Okay.
There. Any
really-
windows I can peek through that are not like
Everything's boarded up. You'd have to wait out. You could maybe look through the peephole
Are there any...
Okay.
if Cedric will let you.
Now, this isn't me metaing a werewolf, but what phase is the moon in? Is it bright right now? Can I find a very shaded spot where you'd have to use dark vision to see?
And I didn't actually think it was a werewolf because of the whole humanoid aspect, but
Sure.
I was mostly making a joke.
Let's see.
I just need to know whether I can invisibly stay somewhere.
It's a quarter
potentially.
moon.
Okay, so there's feasibly some very dark spots right now, probably under a tree.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I'll take watch at some point, probably after that. Because we have to sleep too, right? Because we're getting probably to the point where we're gonna have to take exhaustion, maybe. Or
Yeah, after a full day of travel, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll take first shift here. I'm just gonna stay close to the inn.
Okay.
Mechanic will doze
Keep
off
in
in a
mind,
chair.
the door will be locked behind you, and you will know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I need to wake people, I'll thunderous wave again.
The rooms. What room do we got?
You got the back room.
Is there anything like around the entry that I could use for cover or
Is-
like try and hide behind?
The back room
Not
supposed to have
really.
boarded up windows as well, or no?
It's supposed to.
Okay.
Is this a alley?
Kinda,
rooms, yeah.
yeah. The second room was an expansion.
So could I tuck in here ish?
You could try.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try. What do I gotta roll?
Stealth.
Okay. Ooh, I'm not good at stealth, but
Other room's back there.
Good enough.
Okay.
Wait. How do I get in room?
You guys are all in the back room.
It's right here. It's this way. You gotta go this way up here. Boop.
I
It's for
cannot
me.
move in that direction.
Probably because you're currently in
I
a
think
wall.
you're stuck in a wall here. There.
So I can see out this window for some reason.
You're not supposed to
Yeah.
be able to.
It's supposed to be barred, but this is my first Dungeon Alchemist map.
It looks great.
I don't know how to do that yet.
You can delete the window. And if
Yeah.
you want to keep it barred, then you can just draw a wall in Fantasy Grounds over it.
That's
And it would
true.
act as a wall. That's what I would do if I ever want a barred window.
That's a good idea.
Is there actually a trapdoor in this room?
Better believe it.
No.
Okay.
We'll say it's an underground safe. There's nothing in it. It's for you guys.
I still steal.
And this is where we'll end it for tonight, but you guys would both have your shifts and nothing would come out of the woods.
Cool.
guess
Can I
we
get
should
my
follow the
hit
log
points
of
back from
non-existent townspeople.
Yeah. Koenig, why are you targeting me?
Ah!
Thank you. I'm going to attack Barnaby with my extra action.
Okay, that's it for
use
tonight.
My reaction
Okay.
when you approach to sting you with bees.
No. Anyway, that's it for tonight by stream.
GG's. See ya.
GG's.
Good night, everybody.